Hi, welcome to Siri Tutorials. I will continue the topic is living world. In before topic we learn about living organisms and its characteristics. Now we learn about diversity in the world, diversity in the living world. Okay? What is diversity? Diversity in the living world. What is the meaning of diversity? Diversity means variety. Diversity means variety, different organisms in the living world. We learn about different organisms in the living world. For example, if you look around you, if you look around you, you will see a large variety of living organisms. What are those? Potted plants, insects, birds, your pets, and other organisms. Plants are living organisms. Yes, plants, insects, birds, these are all same. No, these are all different types. Plants, it grows in mm, plants grows in sand. Okay, insects, birds, pets, these are all different organisms. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye. And there are also several organisms. Several organisms means bacteria, virus. These are all microorganisms. These microorganisms you cannot see with your naked eye. You cannot see with your eye, but they are all around you. Okay, but they are all around you. This bacteria, virus are around you means with your hand you don't see, you did not see. With your hand millions of bacteria is there, but you can't see with your eye. Okay, that's like variety organisms are there in world. If you were increase the area means if you were increase the area means, for example, you will see around you only. For example, you see around you only, but you will increase the area. You will go to change the place. You will change the place. You see that you make observation in range and variety that you see would increase. They increase the living organisms. If you change the place, you will increase the variety of organisms. For example, here for example, you will take tulasi plant. Tulasi plant grows our house all of our house. Tulasi has number of varieties. Tulsi has number of varieties. For example, Rama Tulasi, Krishna Tulasi. We know Rama Tulasi, Krishna Tulasi. We know this grows in our house. This grows in our house, but we don't know Vana Tulasi. Vana Tulasi. This is grows in only Himalayas. This is grows in only Himalayas. We will go to Himalayas. We see Vana Tulasi. Okay, this Vana Tulasi is height of the plant taller than other taller than varieties. This Vanatulsi is taller than other varieties of other varieties. Okay, Ramatulasi, Krishna Tulsi, then Vanatulsi is taller. Vanatulsi is taller than Ramatulsi, Krishna Tulsi. Okay, understood? Next. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, dense means a thick forest. It have more plants, thick forest. If you would probably see much greater number of kinds of living organisms. You see, number of varieties is there in forest. Number of varieties are there in forest. Okay, you will visit the forest. You see much greater number of living organisms. Okay, and each next point, each different kinds of plant, animal or organism you see represent a species. Each different kinds of plant or animal or organism represent it a species. It represent its species. Species means in this is a species mean group of organisms that can reproduce with one another in nature and produce fertile offspring. It produces fertile offspring. It fertile means it will be capable to reproduce. Fertile means it capable to reproduce. Means here, for example, we're taking dogs. Dogs are reproduced to give offspring, small dog. It is also capable to reproducing. It is also capable to reproducing. Okay, that's like dog is special. Dog species. Dog species separate. Dogs all are one species. Comes under one species. Comes under. Next point. This is important. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. How much? The number of species are known. Noun species described means discussed range between 1.7 to 1.8 millions of species. We know, we find out. Okay, this is also important point. And next point also important. This refers to be biodiversity or the number and types of organisms present on the earth. This refers to biodiversity or number of types of organisms present on the earth. This refers to how many organisms present in the earth we easily identified. Like this, we know how many organisms there in the earth. Okay. Next point. Next point, we should remember here that as we explore new areas and even old ones, new organism continuously being identified. We explore means searching. Explore means searching. With searching new areas and old ones, new organisms always new one is formed. New one is formed. Okay, that's like next point. Okay, there will always be something new identified. There will always be new one is found. There will always new one found. Okay, new one found in new areas or old areas. We know the plants, animals in our own area, their local names. We know the plants and animals' names, their local names. Mango, dog, dog, no, not dog, sorry. Mango, neem, plant name, we know. Hmm? Uh, Animals names, the a pig, dog, this like animals names, local names are all of you know. These local names vary from place to place. These local names are vary from place to place in within country. Within country changes the name. In other country also changes the name. In within country also the name are changed. For example, we are taking cluster bean. Cluster beans. Cluster beans also called in Andhra it's called gor gorchikudu. In Andhra is called gorchikudu. And in Karnataka it is called matki. In Karnataka it's called matki. Andhra it is called other name. Karnataka it is called other name. In one place it is called one name, in one place it is called one name. This is local name and this is local name. These local names are vary from place to place in within country. Within country also it is changes. Okay, understood? Next. Next point. There is a need to standardize the naming of living organism such that a particular organism is known as by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Okay, understood? Means local names are changes. Okay, one place is called one name and one place is called one name. That's why scientists are discussed to form to give a particular name, to give a particular name that is same name all over the world. Scientists all are given a particular name that is same name all over the world. For example, here also taking cluster beans. Cluster beans, the scientist given name is Cymopsis, 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 Cymopsis tetragonaloba, tetragonaloba. Scientist given name is Cymopsis tetragonaloba. Hmm? This is scientific name. What is this? Scientific name. Why? This this name is same in the all over the world. This name is does not changes in the world. Okay, but local names are changes in one place to one place, but scientific name are same in the all over the world. This process is called, this naming process is called nomenclature. What is that? This naming process is called nomenclature. Okay. This naming process is called nomenclature. For example, we are taking tomato also. Tomato scientific name is Lycopersicum esculentum. Lycopersicum esculentum. Esculentum. Lycopersicum esculentum. Okay, this is a scientific name. This name is same in all over the world. Okay, it does not changes. Next point. There is a need to. Okay, this point is completed. Next, obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism described correctly. We know to that we know to what organism that name is attached to it. This is called identification. Means first of all we know the that fruit or that what is that identification we know, then we are naming. First of all we are taking tomato, for example we are taking tomato, we don't know that is tomato, we don't know, we are taking one tomato. But that name is we don't know, but it looks like red color, looks like red color, we know. And it tastes like sour, tastes like sour. And we know it is used in vegetables, it is used in vegetable, it is used in vegetable and it is red color and it is sour. We identify these features, we identify these features, but we don't know what is that name. Identify, correctly identify, then we are naming. Oh, this is tomato. Oh, this is tomato. Tomato is red in color, we know. And it is taste sour. Okay, this is tomato. Okay, that's like how to tell if this is a tomato. We identify these features. Identification, that is called identification. We know the correctly, we described correctly, and we know what organism that name is attached to. That identification, we after identification we thought what name is attached to it. Then we attached the correct name, that is called identification. Okay, understood? Next, in order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedures to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. First of all, we ordered to facilitate the study organism. What is that? What is that plant? What is that animal organism? We study. We identified, and identification after number of scientists established procedure to number of scientists established some rules, some principles to assign a scientific name. That rules are indicated to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. This is acceptable to biologists to all over the world. Okay, understood? And next point, this is important. For plant scientific name which are provided for plants. For plants, scientific names provided. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Who's provided? International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN. Okay, this point is very, very important. Okay, and next, for animals, what happened? Animals, in animals also, for animals, scientific names which are provided in International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, ICZN. International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Okay. For plants, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. For animals, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. This is also important. Who's naming for plants? International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. For animals, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Okay. Next. Next, the scientific name ensures that each organism has only one name. Okay. The scientific name ensure that each organism has only one name. Each organism only has only one name. One name. Okay. They also ensure that such name has not been used for any other noun organism. For example, we are taking same tomato. Tomato has Lycopersicum esculentum. Lycopersicum esculentum. This is one name for only tomato, but such name has not been used for any other organism. This name is only for tomato. Don't use any noun organism. Don't use any noun organism. This is only for only tomato. Okay, this is the principle. Same. Next, biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific name to noun organism. Biologist follows universally accepted principles. They are follows universally accepted principles to provide scientific names. They are follow the universal rules. Okay. Hmm. Next, what are the universal rules? What are the universal rules means here? See, this is important from here to here, here to important points. These are all. Each name has two components. Two components means two parts. Two components. Each name has two components, and one is generic name. Another one is specific epithet. In two parts. For example, Lycopersicum esculentum we are taking. Esculentum. This is two parts. Each name has two parts. One is generic name. This is one generic name and one is specific epithet. Specific epithet means specific name. Specific name only. Okay. This system of providing name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This providing system is called binomial nomenclature. Okay, this naming is called binomial nomenclature. Bi means two. Okay, two parts, two names. Binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by who's given? Carolus Linnaeus. This naming system is given by Carolus Linnaeus. Is being practiced by biologists all over the world. Is being practiced by biologists all over the world. Okay. Next, this naming system using two-word format was found convenient. Why he is using two components? For convenient. This naming system two-word format was founded for only for convenient. For example, here we are taking Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica means here mango plant. Mango scientific name is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. Okay. Next, in this Mangifera indica, Mangifera represent genus while Indica represent particular species or specific epithet. In this Mangifera genus, generic name. Indica is specific epithet, species. It denotes species. It represent about species. Indica it represent about species. And next, this is also important point here. Other universal rules of nomenclature. This, here, these universal rules are very important. These universal rules are very important. Other universal rules of nomenclature. What are the rules? First one. Biological names are generally in Latin and written italics. Biologic names are generally in Latin language. Latin language is a dead language. Latin language is a dead language. And Britain's italic. In written, it mm, written in italic. It is a derived from Latin language. They are Latinized or derived from Latin language. Latinized or derived from Latin. The first word in biological name represent genus. First word represent genus, while second component denotes the specific epithet. Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. This first word is represent genus or generic name. It is represent species or specific epithet. Specific epithet. Okay, this is the second rule. First rule is biological name are generally in Latin. In Britain, it is italics. Britain means here printed. In printed form, it is in italic. Italic, bold, italic, computer language. They are Latinized or derived from Latin. Next, second one is the first word in biological name represent genus, while second one is sorry, epithet, specific epithet. Okay. Next, third point. Both the words in biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed it in italics to indicate their Latin origin. Okay, here see Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica, both words have biological name. Biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined. Underlined separately, not mixed. Okay, underline separately. This is the third rule. Next, are printed it in italics. Printed in printed form, it is in italics only. Okay, it indicates their Latin origin. This indicates it is in Latin. It indicates their Latin origin. Okay, this is the third point. And next, fourth one, the first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter. First word Mangifera indica. In first word means this genus or generic name. In genus we written first word with capital letter only. Okay, this is the fourth one. And while specific epithet starts with a small letter, specific epithet always starts with a small letter. Genus starts with a capital letter. Okay, understood? Next, name of the author appears after a specific epithet or at the end of biological name and is written in abbreviated form. Okay, for example, here's Mangifera indica. This is a biological name. Okay, name of the author. Name of the author. Who's named? Linnaeus. Carlos Linnaeus. Okay, and after a specific epithet, name of the author always written after the biological name, after the specific epithet. Okay, and is written in abbreviated form only, not a full name. Okay, it is written only abbreviated form. Okay, understood? Next, it indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. Okay, what is this indicates? This indicates it is described by Linnaeus. After the author name, what is indicates? It indicates that species was first described Linnaeus. Okay, the species was first described Linnaeus. Okay. Then next point, next point's also important. Okay, it is nearly impossible to study of all living organisms. It's nearly not impossible, not possible to study all living organisms, deep study all living organisms to identify. It is not impossible, not possible, sorry, not possible. It is impossible. How it possible? How it possible means it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. Some means to make this possible. That process is called classification. To classify the living organism to easy the study. To classify the organism to easily study the that organism. Okay. This is also important point. Classification. mm, mm, Classification. First, we study about nomenclature. First, we study about nomenclature, identification, and this is classification. Nomenclature, identification, and this is classification. Okay. Classification. In this classification process, which anything is grouped into convenient categories. Grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observed characteristics. Some easily observed characteristics. For example, we are seeing apples, and bananas. Those are fruits. Okay, those are eating for using eating. Those are fruits, but it have taste different. It taste are different. It looks like different. It looks like different. Is convenient to category different. This group only. These are all one group. One group fruits. It is divided. Convenient categories divided to easily observe. Too easy. Convenient category to divide. It is yes, it is in red color. Okay, its taste is different. It is in yellow color. Its taste is different. That's like we observe easily. Okay, that's like that's like here we easily recognize groups such as plants. In plants, animals, dogs, cats, or insects. In dogs are different types of dogs. Plants are different types of plants. Animals, different types of cats, different types. In fruits also, we are taking two types of fruits. In only bananas, number of varieties are there. Number of varieties. Dots banana are more sweet. Dots banana are more sweet. Or Normal yellow color bananas are uh, some more sweet, some sweet. Mm, some less sweet. Okay, that's like varieties are there. These varieties, for example, here we are taking not only this one, for we are taking only banana. We are taking only banana. See number of varieties. Dots bananas are more sweet, and some white yellow color bananas are some less sweet. This is banana, this is banana, same category, banana, same group, but here this is more sweet and this is less sweet. Separating 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 and separate separating after identifying after it, we are naming. That's like this is called a classification, separating to identify, easily observe, too easy to observe. After separating to easy to observe. Hmm? But more banana, but here not classif, but total banana study is not possible. Okay, here we can also observe plants, animals, dogs, cats, or insects. For example, we discussed about dog. We discussed about dog. What do you think in your mind? What do you think in your mind? Obviously, each one think only dogs, not cats. Okay, each one thinks only for dogs, only dogs, about dogs, not only cats. Okay. Mm, in dogs also, Alsatians, Alsatians, large dog. Alsatian means it is a large dog. Varieties are there. Dogs also number of varieties are there. Hmm? That's like mm, here. Similarly, suppose we were to say mammals. Mammals means mammals means mammals means they are secreting milk. They are secreting milk and they give birth to their child. Giving birth and secreting milk to their child. Okay, that is they are called mammals. Similarly, suppose we are saying mammals, of course you think about animals. Of course you think about mammals, animals. Mammals means dogs, cats. Dogs are giving milk. Cats are giving milk and dogs are giving birth and cats are giving birth. Okay, cats are giving birth, not giving eggs. Okay, Mm. With external ears and body hair. Mammals have external ears and body hair. It have body hair and it gives milk. Okay. Next, that like in plant, we are discussing about mammals. We thinking about animals only. About animals. Which animals? Mammals. Okay. That like in plant we talk of wheat. We talk about wheat. The picture in each our mind will be of wheat plant only. We picture about wheat plant only, not of rice and any other plant. Okay, understood. Next, hence all these dogs, cats, mammals, wheat. wheat, rice, plants, animals. These are convenient categories we use to study of organisms. These are all convenient to study of organism. These are all dogs. Okay. This like structure is there in this like structure. Okay. This is giving milk. That's why we are calling dogs. This giving birth and this is have hair. That's like we identified and giving give name. Okay, they are convenient. Okay, yes, this is dog. We identified easily. We use to study organisms. Okay, now next point. We enter into the next point. This is the important point. Okay, next. The scientific term of these categories is called taxa. In the scientific term of these categories is called taxa. What is that name? Taxa. Here, these categories, these are all categories to convenient to study. Okay, dogs, cats. We are giving name for identify the characteristics to giving name. Okay, that is called mm, nomenclature is that is giving name to we are convenient to study that organism. Okay, this is called these categories is called taxa. This categories is called taxa. Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories very different levels. You must recognize the taxa indicate categories different levels. Okay, next point. You know the dog is a mammal. All of you know dog is a mammal. And mammals are animals. Mammals are animals. Some animals are mammals. Mammals are animals. Okay. Next, therefore, animals, mammals and dogs represent taxa at different levels. Animals, mammals, dogs are represent different levels. Dogs are different levels. Hence, based on characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. All living organisms are based on characteristics. Based on characteristics. Dog, for example, we are taking dog. Mm, for example, we are taking dog. Characteristics, what are there? Its characteristic, it giving milk, it giving birth, and it mm, mm, it's shouting bow bow, shouting bow bow. Mm. And cat also mumble. Cat also giving birth and giving milk, but it's shouting meow meow. That's like it characteristics are different. All living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is called taxonomy. This process of classification is called classified. It is dog, it is cat, it is shouting that's like it's shouting this like and it looks like large, it looks like small, it is in white color, it is in red color or different colors, it is in red color and it's large in size and it is small in size. That's like we identified, we classified. This process is called taxonomy. This process is called taxonomy. External and internal structure External means external, we seeing with the naked eye is called external. External we seeing structurally it is different. Along with the structure of cell, external and internal we classified. External we seeing structure is different, it is large in size, it is small in size. Hmm? Along with the structure of cell. Cell means here internal. It is in internal. In this cell structure is different. This cell structure is different. This cell structure is different. Along with the structure of cell and development process, and ecological information of organism. Ecological information are essential and from this basis of modern taxonomic studies. In modern taxonomy, we essential to study not only characteristics, not only classification. We studied about external and internal structure. Internal structure means external means outside of the structure, and internal structure, internal means structure of the cell, structure of the body. That's like internal structure also we studied compulsory, that is called modern taxonomic studies. Modern taxonomic studies, these are all important. Next, hence this is also important. Hence, characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature. Characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature are the process that are basic to taxonomy. Taxonomy means characterization, characters identified. What is it? What is this? Identification. Oh, this is this like. Classification. Okay, this is characters are different. This is different. Nomenclature. Oh, this is dog and this is cat. That's like we are characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature is called basic taxonomy. We are studying only physically. It is studying only physically. In modern taxonomy, we studying internal studies also. It is in external. It is in internal also. We are studied. Okay, this is called basic taxonomy. Understood? Next, taxonomy is not something new. It is not something new. Human beings always interested in knowing. Human beings also interested in knowing more and more about various kinds of organism. Various kinds of organism. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings are always interested in knowing more and more about various kinds of organism, particularly with reference to their own. Human being, what he do, particularly it refers to their own use. Their own use. It is finding. It is knowing more and more more and more varieties of organisms find out. Okay, understood? This is not something new. This is not new. From early days, human beings studied the variety of organisms. They studied variety of organisms for their own use. For their own use. In early days, see here, in early days, human beings needed to find source for their basic needs. They find the sources for their basic needs of food, clothing, shelter. In early days, human beings no need. It's needed food. Needed food mean it's needed food. That's why he's searching. He's searching uh, for. living organisms. He's searching, he taking from plants, he taking food from plants, some animals. They need food and clothing from plants, animals. Okay, and he want shelter. Shelter also he using plant leaves. Uh, he 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 using in plant leaves too. Then he mm, to bind he bind the shelter also. He using plant leaves to bind the shelter. Okay. They need food, clothing, shelter. Okay. Next, he using plants, animals to their own use, to their own use. Next point is also important. Hence, the earliest classification we were based on the uses of various organisms. Hence, earliest classification were based on the uses of various organisms. Earliest classification for used which one are were used various organism uses to their classification done. Next, human beings were since long only interested in knowing more about different kinds of organisms and their diversities, but also relationship among them. This branch of study was referred to as a systematics. In human beings since long, not only interested in knowing more about different kinds but also relationship among them. He finded not only living organisms, not only their diversities, they finding the relationship also, but they finding the relationship. They finding the living organisms relationship also. This branch of study is called systematics. This branch of study is called systematics. Systematics means systematic is derived from Latin word. Derived from Latin word. Okay. Latin word, what is that? Systema. Systema. Derived from Latin word that is called systema. Derived from systema. Systematics derived from systema, which means systematic arrangement of organism. Systematic arrangement of organism is called systematics. Systematic arrangement is called systematic. Linnaeus used Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. He's written one book that is called, that name is Systema Naturae. His title name is called Systema Naturae. Who's written? Linnaeus. Okay. Next point. The scope of systematics was later enlarged into include identification, nomenclature, classification. The scope of systematics was enlarged, included identification. Systematics was included, later enlarged in systematics included identification, nomenclature, classification. Systematic arrangement. Hmm? Systematics takes into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. Systematic takes into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. Evolutionary relationship means here phylogenetics. Phylogenetics. Here evolutionary relationship means the relationship between two different organisms. The relationship between two different organisms. Not same. Two different organisms that are related through the global process of evolution. That are related through the global process of evolution. They are relationship between two species that have a common ancestor. The relationship between two species means here we see ancestor means in early days man man something in early days, ancestor, and from ancestor we are getting humans, chimpanzees, chimpanzees. Humans, chimpanzees. The relationship between two different organisms. The relationship are same. Some related things are there in humans and chimpanzees, but they are relationship between two species that have common ancestor. Common ancestor, from common ancestor given two species. One is humans and one is chimpanzees. Chimpanzees, humans have same like features. Some same like features are there. Humans comes from humans come from chimpanzees. In early days, human come from chimpanzees. This is called evolutionary relationship. This is called evolutionary relationship. Okay, this is about diversity in the living organisms. In next topic, we see taxonomic categories. Okay, in next topic, we see the taxonomic. We will see the taxonomic characteristics. Okay, thank you.